Hey, Steve Basic Architect. Yeah, we're still on the Vineyard. We're still at the guest house. For an 850 square foot house, there is a ton to see. Now we're gonna take a walk inside. Farley, the owner's here. My good friend Mark Willie's in town, so we brought him down, check out some of these projects. And actually Farley's brother, Byron, is here, and Byron's actually living in the guest house for a short stint here, and absolutely loves it. But without further ado, let's go in. We'll do a general tour on the first shot, and then I think I'm going to shoot a second video because there's a lot of details that I want to get into on the project, and I don't have time to talk to them in the general overview, so we'll shoot that second video while we're in there. But let's go check out the general look. First thing, front door. Yeah, it's a metal face door, obviously with the glass, but the important thing here is this was made by Macrowin also. So the door, from an air tightness and an insulation value, is built to Passive House specs. So you can feel it. It's like going in, it feels like you're walking in a vault here, and close the door. But I guess the first thing to notice, that's not hard to notice, everybody likes to look down, but you can't help but walk in this house and want to look up and see that beautiful fir ceiling up there that pretty much has that traversing cross here connecting the front and the north and south side, but then it has the long axis where it's connecting that east-west axis. And if you notice, there's a lot of lines in this house that connect, so that ceiling goes and we have that upper transom window, and then that brings that panel straight down into the sink. Yeah, I just summarized 3 supporting actors. We got Farley. Farley's the homeowner and the builder. His brother Byron is here visiting. He's the current inhabitant down here. And then, of course, everybody knows Mark Willey. All right, so we're here. Farley, when did we do this project? It's like 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
I think it's closer to 8.
Maybe 8 years ago?
We finished in the spring of 2014.
2014, so yeah, so 8 years. Place is still looking good. You know, I tell people it's like the biggest little house in America because for 850 square feet, this thing lives like a small McMansion with the 15-foot ceilings here and 12, 13-foot walls. All those transoms coming from the south light. The outside still looks magnificent. The enhancements you made, outdoor shower, place is looking great. But a few things. Again, when you're talking 850 square feet, it's not like we have the ability to put a 400 square foot kitchen in. So when you look at the kitchen here, you can see cooking, cleaning, refrigeration, and storage. We have basically the whole kitchen in about 17 feet of space. So very economical. We have some upper cabinetry there where we developed this kind of mid-rail detail, and then you can see we took that into a line of trim around the house to help break down the scale of those upper walls up above. One of the, I won't say it's a failed experiment, but I will say it's a challenged experiment. We put the island on casters. So you can see below there, it's on wheels, beautiful rubber casters. But moving this thing, it's like trying to move a freight train, right? I mean, we've moved it, and it can be moved, but you're not moving it by yourself, and none of your kids are probably moving it. But the whole initial idea was, because 850 square feet, if you're having a party or something, we could always move that island a little closer and get a little bit more living space for the party, and then put it out, basically put the island wherever we wanted. You don't have that luxury in a large house, but you don't need it either because you have that extra space around. But I will say it's a challenged solution because it's a little hard to move it. But we have a full basement here, stairs going down to it. We have this beautiful stair. We're going to talk about that in the details video. As we come around here, a couple things call your attention to. You have the fir wainscoting. They did a beautiful job on that. But also look at the detail here. It's a negative cut in that wainscoting to delineate the base from the rest of the wainscoting there. You know, a little secret there. The night I thought about that, I can still remember myself sitting at the drafting table going, damn, that's a good idea. That was, so it's one of those things that I really like. We have our storage loft up there. We're going to talk about the ladder and the rail system, but again, 850 square feet. The building inspector, who is, let's just say, pretty lenient, he said, as long as you don't make that livable or habitable height room, then and call it storage, I don't care what you do later in life. So we turned it into a sleeping loft, which obviously enhances the square footage, but it doesn't encroach on that original 850 square feet. So we'll take a quick walk in. You know, one of the things that we always talk about in our work is a cohesive decision making. So we have all fir doors here. You can see these all have the shaker sticking on the 3 panels there. It's nice square, very limited in the moldings. Here you can see we went with a beam construction in the bedroom here. So we have the beams, and we have, these are actually probably 1.5 or 2 inch. Inch and a half, 2x6 tongue and groove decking. So what you see here is the ceiling is what you would see on top as the flooring up there. And then, well, we're really going into the depths of Farley's house here. But one of the things I wanted to show you that also very proud of is we designed this vanity, and Farley had it built by his cabinet maker. So the countertop is all soapstone. The sink is fabricated out of soapstone. You can see we have our drawers and storage, but it also has that integral towel rack there. So I always thought that that was a really cool idea. And then, of course, on this side, when you're in a small space, we took advantage of the end of the bathroom here and put in a whole bunch of cabinetry to help store stuff. But we also put in mirrored doors here. And if you're not aware of it, mirrored doors kind of, even though it's reflecting back, it still gives the perception that the room is much larger than it actually is. So you're not feeling that encroachment of that 850 square feet. And then, you know, our panel doors here, we did the little raindrop glass. So it's enough to make it opaque, but still does a beautiful job there. But and yeah, so let me take one more look. You know, if you look up at that ceiling, just absolutely beautiful. And it's actually built on a set of furring, so it looks like those panels are floating down from the ceiling. You can see the shadow line on the side there. But we'll talk a little bit more about this stuff in detail. We're going to go around here and I'm going to point out a few of my favorite details. So that's it for the general tour inside. Stay tuned. We're going to come back at you and talk about some details in here. I'm Steve Basic, architect, and we're out here on the Vineyard. And this is the Passive House Guest House.